you know, me, I'm going to spend the extra money so I can keep my time to do more things. Like, the money doesn't even matter sometimes because you're just like, my time is more spent doing these things. So
yeah,
if I
like
can
my time
pay
is more valuable than the
else,
money that I'm going to save.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to spend money to save.
What's the price? What would you say? What is it value? It's really priceless because my time is valuable. So I don't want to just, you know, let me try to save this 5 here and save this 20
very
here.
true.
Yeah,
Crazy
like,
topic to talk about, but very, very true.
People be like, man, I'm not going to, why would I pay him to do it when I can do it myself? But you're also paying somebody who took years to learn how to do this, and you're paying them to summarize it and do it for you in a very short amount of time. Where you might save $100. Even someone, like, our guy Mason, I
like
pay
you
him,
might save a few $100, but it's just like you know what? I could probably pay that guy a few $100, and with that time I saved off him, go out and make a few $1,000.
I done started from the small grind, turned it up major. I remember all the hard times, that's what made me greater. Done departed from the haters, got no time, see you later. Always finish what I started, that's what I call major. No, I'm major.
Let's save together.
Episode 14.
14 already. That's pretty fast. Got there like
summer's
that.
going like this.
I know.
Divvy payments coming in, you know.
Oh yeah, those distributions sound. Shout out to everybody in YieldMax. Last week got those distributions. You know, they came back pretty hefty. Like everyone thought that it would, you know, be worse than what it was. But you know, like we still got paid the monthly income per usual. Yep. NVDY did have his lowest distribution, but if you've been watching NVIDIA, unless you've been living under a rock, it's been getting pretty hammered.
It's worse probably moments, you know, in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And to still make 5% off something that's getting completely killed is just like, wow.
The potential for the upside is intriguing, you know, to be like, let's buy right now. Let's get it in.
Look, I mean, look at NVDY. It distributed last week, right? And it has already recovered the distribution. I feel like this is an ongoing thing. Every 4 or 5 weeks when we talk about distributions, that NVDY distributes the dividend, and then within a week it recovers. It's like complete insanity. I'm like,
because normally, you know, most of the funds in YieldMax aren't.
I mean, like
recovering.
NVDY is the GOAT, man.
Yeah.
Out of the YieldMax funds, NVDY is the GOAT. It is the true messiah.
Even like Big T, Steele, me, we've all been talking, like we've been nibbing at MSTY because, I mean, I was down over 20% on MSTY. So to see it, you know, being where it's almost at the same price as NVDY.
I mean, look at.
We've been nibbing down on that too.
I mean, we can talk about MSTY. Like MSTY is in complete discount mode right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you haven't started a position in MSTY, this is like prime time to start it. It's kind of been like the lowest it's been probably since earlier last year, after they distributed, right? So I think MSTY is a big discount right now. MicroStrategy was trading around $181 after the split. Now it's around $135.
You're moving pretty wacky.
I mean, yeah. It's moving wacky for sure.
Without a doubt.
It's moving, for people who don't know what wacky means, it's kind of crazy. Up and down, all around, you know, inconsistent.
You're blurry a little bit. It's wacky. It's like, where are you going to go, you know?
Little drunk sailor in MSTY. So, like MicroStrategy is like a madman on the road, drinking and driving.
And the RSI is pretty low. We've been looking, you know, so I think that's kind of why we wanted to get in today and just give people the breakdown on that, how we use that to trade and how we use that to get into certain positions. We use it for futures, but there's definitely some use cases for stocks.
I mean RSI, which is the relative strength index, you know, this is a technical indicator that's used for momentum trading, and it pretty much measures the speed and the magnitude of like a stock's recent price change, right? So it's like, Anthony, what does that even mean, right? So like the relative strength index can help you decide whether you're going to sell out of a position or you're going to buy into the position. So just like an easy rule of thumb for the RSI is that anytime you see the RSI over a 70, that means the stock is overbought, the stock's been running hot, and there's a high probability that the stock is going to come down. Now, it all varies depending on what chart you're looking at. For futures, maybe you're looking at a 15-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute chart. With stock options or equities, maybe you're looking at a 1-day chart, a 1-week chart, a 1 month or a 3-month chart. So, just do your homework on that. But rule of thumb is over 70 means overbought. And when it's under 30, that means it's oversold. So that essentially means that there's a higher probability that the stock is going to rise. So anytime you see our RSI under 30, that means the probability is that the stock is going to rise. There's a higher probability in that. Then anytime you see the RSI over 70, that means it's a higher probability that a sell-off is going to happen. So
yeah, it's pretty easy in Robinhood to find. There's a little arrow down where if you see the stock chart, there's a, you can click there. It'll give you more indicators than that, but there's an easy way to see the 1 month or the 3 month. It'll, give you it in there. I'm sure other brokerages is just as easy to see.
From like your experience in using the RSI, right? Because we've been using it a lot lately. I've been showing you how to like catch good setups in the futures market with the RSI. Like, how do you feel using just the RSI technical indicator when trading futures? Like, do you feel really confident when you're trading the futures market?
I think out of the 5 to 10 times that we've, really been dedicating just because it's been brand new, there might have been one time where the RSI didn't 100% go like where we said, because when it was around that 30 and we bought, went up. Mm-hmm. Then when it was right around 65, 70, we sold, went down. There might have been one day where it was up there and the market just exploded, but for the most part, super confident because it's like it's not even like a gauge. It is a gauge of like the action that's going on in the market. So when people are overbuying, it's going to show that. And hey, when it's doing that, then you know which way to go,
Yeah. So
you're going to sell it because it's people are.
Yeah, like any trader could tell you with any strategy, because there's so many different strategies you can apply to the market, to help you better make a decision whether you're buying or selling, right? But any trader could tell you that no one strategy is bulletproof.
Oh yeah,
there's no
especially
one
this. It's not foolproof either. It depends on economics or
like there's
certain earnings, news, whatever is going to dictate a variance of this.
There's no absolute strategy that's going to work 100% of the time. For any trader or any online social media guru or anyone, any friend, any smart person that tells you, hey, my trading strategy is like bulletproof, it's 100% win ratio, like they're lying to you, completely lying to you. But for the most part, the reason I like to use the RSI is because it's more high probable setups. So when traders or social media gurus are talking about probabilities, high probability, low probabilities, those are probably the people you want to listen up to, because that's more of the God's honest truth.
More realistic.
When it comes to trading. Yeah,
not like this is the way to do it. If you don't do it this way, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I'm like telling you, I can cut my neck out on it if you're using the RSI strategy. If the stock or the indice or any financial instrument that you're trading, even in Forex, any financial instrument that you're trading, if the RSI is over 70, chances are at some point, unless there's a massive continuation up, at some point that stock or that financial instrument is going to come down. And when it's under 30, that means it's oversold. So there's a higher probability that market's going to come up.
These are just
These
are
the
just more things.
Under 30.
This is more things just how we save time, how we save some of our money and wanting to get in. Like MSTY, perfect example. I was down over 20%, and the RSI is around like 35. Yeah. So, not only my position being down, taking that out of the equation, because I could still be down, but the RSI is still high because I might have got in higher. But based on where I got in at, the RSI is correlating because it's like, wow, it's just getting really oversold right now. So what a great time to get in. Not only I'm down 20% plus the RSI is matching, it's a no-brainer. Like, I'm going to get in there.
Yeah, like you got to get in there, right? Like when you're getting killed on positions and stuff, you have to literally go in there, look at that RSI. It's called the Relative Strength Index. Look at the RSI. The RSI is under 30. Chances are you do not want to be selling out of that position unless you know the company's going for bankruptcy or they're going out of business or something. But if it's a long-term play, if like you're in some of these big YieldMax names and you're in some large cap tech and you're in the Max 7 and you see the RSI under 30, it's game time to buy. Prime time to buy. Yeah. Because it's telling you like, hey, The RSI is under 30. What does that mean? It means oversold, oversold. So that means you should be what? Buying, buying, and buying.
Yep, and it all goes back to the long-term vision of believing in what you're investing in, because, you know, the RSI could be low, but if that's not something you see in the future, then what are you really, doing? It could just keep getting clipped.
Yeah. Like it could keep getting killed, which is why the RSI, along with any technical indicator, is not like a bulletproof way. It's not 100% win ratio.
Just one of the ways you can use to your advantage.
Definitely one of the ways you can use to get into some high probability setups. And once you start realizing how unique and how clutch that RSI strategy is, you're going to really start looking at options and futures and anything you really trade very differently, because it is one of the key technical indicators that all traders use.
And it's just so funny that when we were writing like rules for futures, the same number it was the 70-30 for the RSI and then the 70-30 for the options.
I mean, that's how
very crazy how that just worked. It was the exact same number we wrote. It was number 4 and then 4 for the RSI, which was just pretty funny.
We got different rules. We got option rules, we got futures rules, but for the most part, when it comes to technical indicators, these technical indicators could help you get into a better, higher probability setup. So you're not just
basing it off your feelings or something.
Because if you base things off your feelings or you're guessing and stuff like that, guess what? You're better off just looking up to the sky, sending a good prayer, and hope things work out. But that's not really the proper way to trade. I've done that before where I'm just like, I just launch off a trade and I'm like, God, please help me here, please. And he doesn't help me at all. And, I just end up losing my money. So,
hey, if you would have believed the market with NVIDIA last week, you would have thought the whole company was going down, delaying chips.
Yeah, but
price
the RSI was under 30.
Yep.
So we already knew, NVIDIA's about to run back up. The RSI's getting clipped.
Yep. I mean, it's almost up, close to $20. It was at 93. It's at
like I can only imagine what the RSI is now. It's probably in the 60s. NVIDIA likes to do these full motion $10 swings now. Like they like to swing up
5%
10,
today,
swing down 10, up 5%, down 5%. NVDY up 10%, down 10%. Like, man, these names NVIDIA likes to swing. But we think that RSI strategy is something that you should look into. I know a lot of people like to use VWAP and like to use the MACD. They like to do volume. Well, me personally, I like to keep it very, very simple. I do for futures, I do 100 EMA, the 200-day EMA. I do pivot tables, and we do the RSI. So those are the 4 things we like to set up our futures markets charts with. I'm gonna say it again: the 100 EMA, the 200 EMA, the pivot points, and the RSI. Those are like 4 things that we use to trade futures, and we think that it can help you trade better.
And even just beyond futures, it can just help you get into positions better. Know what you're really getting.
Definitely
not
like
buying high and not selling low. That's really the main point of it, because who wants to just buy everything high all the time? Sometimes it's not that bad. There's been some stats of like people have made more money buying at the highs just because they've just been always buying.
Sometimes you buy high and then what happens? It heads higher. So it's not necessarily like the best way to enter trades. If you're gonna enter into a company when you're buying long-term positions, the price shouldn't matter. Like whatever price you buy it at should be like whatever price it is. And then if you see the stock going down, if you like the business and the business continues to outperform, then why are you gonna not buy it?
Like Robinhood, great example. Robinhood was
pretty you bought flat. It on the dip last week, right? Robinhood got clipped
around like $16,
right? And then you bought it up, and now where's Robinhood now?
Like $18.30. So it's
like
still got
like
so
that.
much more room
and
to run.
Like just like that, up 10-15% in a week. Like when it comes to like short-term options, you're not always gonna be right. You can have ambitions, and you can have good setups. You can have good call debit spreads, etc., etc. But sometimes nothing beats just holding a classic stock position and just leveraging up slowly but surely if you're into margin. And if you're not, just buying the position. It's fine.
And I think you guys have been seeing, we've been growing like with each other. If you watch some of these early episodes of us, we were talking about short term and talking about options, and we're kind of just growing into, we want to help people save their time and money the best way. We also want to save our own the best way. And what better way to just find a couple core companies that you believe in, put your money there, also match it up with some long-term leaps.
I mean,
And
this is
just
what the
kinda
goal is for.
Keep your money safe, because at the end of the day, so many people are making money, and they're trying to make their little bit of money do a lot really fast, when they could just take their little bit of money and compound it and make
like
it
zero
work.
DTE options is like relatively a new thing that has been going on for the past few years. Like, you know, a lot of people like to trade those, and it's cool. You can make a lot of money and stuff, but sometimes you lose everything in like one shot, in one sitting. You know what I mean? And like the popularity's cool. Like chances are what's gonna happen is you're gonna hit one or two options for 300-400%, and then you're gonna go big the third or fourth time around, and you're gonna get smacked for everything. And then the guy who's just been slowly, incrementally just buying into household names and has been taking the upswings of 5%, the downswings of 5%, but has just been buying stock holdings and slowly growing his account is going to beat you, because it only takes you one time to be wrong to lose everything. So
He just standing firm in the, the tornadoes.
So just be careful with those zero DTEs, like they're money makers, but like they're very unsafe.
Break it down for people real quick, just whoever doesn't know.
Zero DTEs are just short-term options with 0 days to expiration. DT, days to expiration. So sometimes people will buy these
like on a Thursday, going expiring on a Friday.
Or no, I mean, a lot of times, a lot of the younger kids now are buying Fridays that expire on Friday.
Fuck.
So it's like you can make a lot of money, right? But what happens? You can lose a lot of money quick.
Yeah.
And then what's even worse, you can be in a dead zone where the stock is stuck like in a 2-3% range, and you're getting killed on both sides. Because sometimes people play both sides, like, hey, I'm gonna put a rack up, a rack down, and maybe you might make 5-6 racks on one side, but it only takes that 1 week that the stock falls in the dead zone and you lose it all.
Yeah,
we've been in dead zones before, so
Chipotle.
yeah, like Chipotle happened to us, put us in a dead zone a few weeks back. It totally happens. It happens to the most experienced traders.
Like, look, I bought 2 more of them NVDY long terms. The leaps for 2 years out, they're up like 11%. It's like, wow, like just even if they go down a little bit, you want to go back down 20%. NVIDIA gets shot over the head. Just get in there, because the call debit spreads, it's not going to make you the most that you possibly could if the stock really runs up, but you're going to make more because you're not putting so much in there. You're giving it time too with the spreads. It's I feel like I'm a book resounding your brain right now,
Well, I mean, the call debit spreads are pretty good to touch base on that.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
buy a call, then sell a higher call, collect that premium.
Give me that.
Definitely encourage people to look up call debit spreads and, check out any clips that we do have on that. So, like, I wanna shift it towards Tesla, because Tesla has been on a downward spiral, right?
We started this podcast, was right around the same price where it is right now, and this was, a couple months ago, maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, for it to go all the way up and almost, double up and be at $15, $16, to then have a crazy week and be all the way back down there 8 something, right?
Yeah.
So where's it at? $8 right now?
So look at it right now, right? Wanted to get the exact numbers real quick. TSL right now is at $8.40. The Tesla stock is under 200 again. It's at 197.49.
Wow. So
if this is not a prime time to buy Tesla or TSL, which we have it on the wall. We have TSLY, we have TSLA here, and then we have TSLL. These are like prime positions for us, just prime company. I believe Tesla is going to be over $300 within the next 12 months, which is a 50% increase in the underlying asset and over 100% increase on the 2x leverage TSL one. So, I think is a perfect entry, perfect time. Like, I know you purchased an additional 100 shares of TSL today.
Rated like 814, yeah.
I'm like, hey, buddy, just buy another 100 shares. You're like, for real? I'm like, yeah, like, this is a good spot for you. And you were all for it. You're like, yeah.
I mean, you hear a good
Tony,
idea.
This makes perfect sense.
Because it's better than where NVIDIA is at, because, it's going to take a lot for NVIDIA, which is at maybe $50 right now, to try to double up, Cause
you're talking about NVDL.
NVDL, yeah. It's going to take a lot for that to, for that 50 to turn into 100, where that 840 to turn into the 16 again, it was already there.
Yeah, I mean, I sold out everything at 15,
there.
16.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, yeah, this ran up so fast, so quick. Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
And now it's at 840, and now I'm just like, okay.
Time to put it in.
It's time to time to get it in. But it's a perfect time to buy TSL. If you haven't bought Tesla or been thinking about buying Tesla or thinking about buying TSL, I would strongly encourage you to look at both of these underlying assets. They look very, very prime time to buy. And the RSIs are very, very low, which means that it's oversold, right? Mm-hmm. So we're emphasizing the RSI really strongly this week because, we're going to slowly talk about technical indicators that we use every day and like their importance on everything. We did a whole episode on implied volatility, so if you want to learn what that's about, I strongly suggest you go to our reels on Instagram or go to some of our full clip videos on YouTube.
Also going to put it in the description for y'all. Make it very easy.
Yeah, and you can learn a lot just watching those videos. So yeah, man, I feel like Tesla is gonna. It's time for it to go up again.
And even Tesla, that would be good to get into.
But it's literally the out of the Max 7, it's the one that's underperforming the most.
It's kind of like just a little brother back there with the.
Underperforming. You have to think about what this company's really doing. Like it's like this is going to be the autonomous leader. Like. It's really that company. Elon Musk is really that guy.
He has so much controversy behind him. That's why people, they want to play it off. Like it's kind of like a big elephant in the room. You're just like, you can only hide that guy and his accomplishments and what he's doing for so long until it's just going to be so in your face that the stock price is going to match really all the work that they're putting in.
I personally think that, even though people like, hey, the Tesla business is, it's performing well, but the stock is still overpriced. Listen. All the stocks of all the big major companies are overpriced. Every single one. Every single big U.S. company that's doing really well is overpriced.
You trying to look at the technicals, everyone's going to say the price to earnings is too much.
Everything's overpriced. It's always going to be overpriced. Since I've been following stocks since I was a teenager, everything's been overpriced. It's always going to be overpriced. Why? Because there's one thing in life that I can promise you. People pay for quality and people pay for convenience. Like, that's what we do in Manhattan. We pay for convenience. Like, I'm like, I could walk down to 86th Street and go get Shake Shack. But, like, you know what? For an extra $6-7, I'm going to have this guy deliver my Shake Shack.
And I can keep working, or I can,
I can keep staying on my laptop.
Be with my family, whatever.
I can save my time, probably make more money on my laptop than the extra $7-8 that I'm going to pay this guy to deliver my food.
Because this is actually a little great topic to get into of like how to using money to save you time, because you can spend all of your time trying to make money, but if you're not using your time to the best advantage and you're just you spending all your money all the time.
I mean, a classic example of this is like people.
It's not gonna work.
Like people saving money to jump on the bus.
Yeah.
Right. Like it might take you extra 40-50 minutes. Right, and you might save a few bucks, but is that 40-50 minutes? Are you saving those few bucks? Is it worth it?
Unless you're really
figure out a way to make money in that 40-50 minutes that's worth you taking a cab to your destination.
No knock on the people that got to take it and want to save it, or they got to whatever.
Listen. I'm like, if I don't have nothing to do with my time, I'm gonna take the bus. But I mean, chances are I have a lot to do with my time, and I have to take a cab here and there. An
hour a day on the buses. It's 7 hours a week.
I mean, that's 7 hours you can put somewhere else, right? It's an hour
like
you
a whole
put somewhere
shift.
else. Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of all depends on like how you look at money and you look at time. But if you can save time, and then with that extra time make money, it's always worth to just get to whatever destinations you need to get to faster, so you can proceed to making your money.
No lie.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Like it's
like I would love to just. I'm going to spend the extra money so I can keep my time to do more things. Like, the money doesn't even matter sometimes because you're just like, my time is more spent doing these things. So
like my time is more valuable than the money that I'm going to save.
Yeah.
So I have to spend money to save.
What's the price? What would you say? What is it value? It's really priceless because my time is valuable. So I don't want to just, let me try to save this 5 here and
Crazy
save
topic,
this
but
20
very
here.
true.
Yeah,
Crazy
it's like,
topic to talk about, but very, very true.
people be like, man, I'm not going to, why would I pay him to do it when I can do it myself? But you're also paying somebody who took years to learn how to do this, and you're paying them to summarize it and do it for you in a very short amount of time, where, you might save $100. Even someone, like, our guy Mason, I
like
pay
you
him,
might save a few
yeah.
$100, but it's just like, you know what? I could probably pay that guy a few $100, and with that time I saved off him, go out and make a few $1,000.
Shout out Benny Blevins right here. We could probably sit here and learn how to set up the camera, and we could do it ourselves. We could turn it on. We could come back around. But why would we do that when we could just operate and focus on what we want to talk about, and Benny could just sit here with his years of experience and hook us up?
Yeah, like the true professional.
Yeah, like a professional. So it's really great topic, though, because, hey, guys, you might have things in your life where you're like, let me try to save my little bit of money. Just think about what's important to you and how much of your time do you think that you could just, get back by just spending a little bit, And, yeah, you might spend it, but, hey, you could put that time into other things, which, you can make more money with.
Perfect.
The visionaries.
Perfect topic. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're here. At the end of the day, we're telling you about stocks, but a lot of these things have applied to our lives to help us save time outside of our lives, So,
yeah, man. Let's just run through it one more time, man. Just a quick recap on the episode. All right. What is the RSI? It's the Relative Strength Index, a technical indicator used for momentum trading that measures the speed and magnitude of a stock's recent price changes. When the RSI is over a 70, that means it's overbought. And when it's under 30, that means it's oversold. All right? Like, what about NVDY? It distributes, then a week later, it recovers.
Guys, there's some people,
it's an ongoing theme with NVDY.
We have
it distributes, then a week later, recovers every time.
One of our, you guys know, Abdul, like, he's experiencing the highs and lows of NVDY, just down, then it's up, then it's down.
And then I tell him all the time, I'm like, yo, Abdul,
like,
stay still.
Yeah, get in
stay
there.
Still and get in there.
Because now he's calling us yesterday, like, man, like, it's just
don't
all
go
the way
through
down
the emotional roller coaster of trading. You need to have like a bigger mindset.
Curb your
don't
enthusiasm
get caught
on green
in
days.
all these short-term things.
Control your emotions on the
because
red
look
days.
at last week. Last week you thought the world was gonna end, right?
Literally.
And everyone thought emergency rate cut was coming out and all this nonsense. Do we have a talk about it? Yes.
Of course. We put the potential out there because it was at the time.
Like, I mean, like the way the markets just bounced back is
from
like,
the Monday, not even from this week, from Monday, from the 5th to the Friday.
Yeah, like recovered almost everything.
Like almost, yeah.
But
like,
I mean, chances are, is there another sell-off coming? Yeah, there probably
We're preparing.
is.
Keep
I mean,
cash tucked.
August. It's
Keep
August,
cash
September
tucked.
season.
Yep.
Like, it's a messed up month. The market likes to go crazy in both directions.
Yep.
The VIX is still high, so the VIX is the CBOE volatility index. That's still in the 20s, so you're still gonna have some good solid swings there.
Yeah.
So if you're trading futures or trading options, like be prepared for some swings. MSTY, we felt like it's strongly discounted at this point.
Guys, this is like the perfect for if you ever want to. You keep hearing us talk about YieldMax, just buy a couple shares. You know, we even got.
It's a perfect time for MSTY.
Everybody in
perfect time.
YieldMax.
Perfect time. Everybody we know around us in YieldMax. Everyone. And then just to bring it home, man, Tesla is super discounted right here, under $200. The most underperforming Mag 7 stock. At some point, Tesla is going to take off. Do you want to be in Tesla when it's under 200, or do you want to buy it when it's 250, 300, 350, when a lot of the money's been made already? Because remember, these are big companies. So in order for Tesla to go up $100, another $300-400 billion is going to have to come in this company. So,
it was already there.
Yeah, like when money's coming in, it likes to build on top of money. That's why you'll probably never see NVIDIA down at 50, 60, $70 a share. You might see it in the low 90s, but anytime it's going to get down there, it's going to bounce right back up. There's too much volume in there. There's too many people buying. So definitely look at TSLL. It's a good buying opportunity. Tesla, good buying opportunity. MSTY, good buying opportunity. And shout out to everyone at YieldMax that's holding this NVDY that continues to perform, continues to be the GOAT, and continues to distribute its dividends, and within a week recovers everything.
And guys,
it's
the end of the
distributed.
year, we're really prepping for now, the end of the year, because like we know, YieldMax has to pay
Yeah, like-
90% of the profits.
Yeah, like November, December, that big distribution.
Yeah, I think retire on dividends might have
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the month before actually.
Yeah, so like just like that November, December time, the holiday time, exactly when you need that money. That's when the big distributions are coming and stuff. So,
Here comes the
you know,
money.
Here we go. Money talk.
That money gonna talk, man.
yeah, man. So, shout out to everyone who's trading futures. Like, make sure you have some good setups. Shout out to everyone at YieldMax.
Everyone in the Discord,
Yeah, shout out to everyone in the Discord. Like, we're here for all your questions. We're still structuring trades. We're still doing it all. And we're still, just shooting the shit on the Discord. So, feel free. If you haven't signed up for the Discord, feel free. It's open. It's open to anyone.
Yeah.
If you're willing to pay, it's open to you, right? So,
tons of free resources too if you guys just want to pop in. See
yeah,
what's
we have
going on,
nothing but massive amounts of the information in there, and even retire on dividends is in there. Shout out to retire on dividends, always showing us love.
Put party.
Yeah, so yeah, the put party.
So-
Episode 14. Let's save together, man.
We out.
We're out.
Peace.